Y'all, I have to share this. So I just left the dentist, and I have to share this because I love testifying about how good God is and how real He is and how truly His power is still with us and available to us. So I shared this originally, it was a while back. I don't know, maybe 5 years ago, 6 years ago. So I have no idea, 6, 7 years ago. It doesn't matter. And I posted it, I think on my Instagram story. But basically, okay, so backstory. All of my life, and I'm not even exaggerating, from as long as I can remember, every single time I went to the dentist, I had a cavity, at least one, and usually it was more than one. And that was all through my childhood, all through my teenage years, even well into adulthood, like up until whenever the first testimony, 6 or 7 years ago. Like all of my life, well into my adulthood, every single time, and I'm not even exaggerating, every time I went to the dentist, I had at least one cavity. And like the time I would say before, or a little leading up to this, when I shared the first testimony back then, I had gone to the dentist again, and they told me I needed a crown. And I was like, oh my God, like this has been forever. Like this is ongoing, and it's just getting worse, and it was frustrating. But I went through with it, and I hated it. I was like, God, I shouldn't have done that. Like I just hated it. And then I'd gone back to the dentist for whenever the next time was after that. And they said again, this time they said, you've got another cavity. You've got to get these cavities filled, and you need another crown. And I was like, no. I'm like, no. Oh my goodness. And I was just so frustrated. So I had made the appointment for that to get it done, and I'd gotten to the dentist that day. Okay. And I was sitting out in my car about to go in, like I was a little bit early to the appointment, and I was just sitting there basically talking to the Lord about this. And I felt in that moment, the Lord said, I want you to share your testimony just about my past. And I said, okay. And I had basically agreed to that. I said, okay, I'll share my testimony. I didn't really want to, but I was like, okay. And then he said, I was getting ready to go into the dentist. And then the next thing I heard the Holy Spirit say to me, bless your teeth. And I was like, okay. And because I'd committed to do what he said to do, and he said, now bless your teeth. And so I said, I bless my teeth. Then I go into the dentist, and I sit there. I'm there to get all this stuff done, to get the cavities done and the crown. The dentist comes, gets ready to do it, and he's looking around, and he's like, what in the world? And he's like, give me the x-rays again, pull up those x-rays again, the notes and all the things, this and that, this and that. Y'all, this was all the way back there. I'll give you the backstory. He turns to me and he says, but you don't need there's no work needed. You don't need a crown. You don't have any cavities. And I was like, oh my goodness. My brain exploded. I was like, what? Are you serious? Okay, that right there could have been a one and done, right? Like, oh wow. Here's the thing, and I didn't all of a sudden like start doing something different. I was brushing twice a day back then. I was flossing once a day. I hadn't stopped eating sugar, whatever. I hadn't done anything different. Like I hadn't. And he said, he had just told me before I needed cavities filled, I needed a crown, and all of a sudden I'm here at this appointment to get those things done, and he can't find any sign that I need any of that. Well, anyway, I'm sharing that as a backstory because it's been like at least 6 years, maybe more, probably more. And do you know, not one single time, and I go to the dentist every year, right, to get a cleaning, I have never again had a cavity since then. I've never again needed any kind of work done, period. No crowns, no cavities. And again, I haven't changed anything between then and now to try to protect my teeth or anything. I haven't done anything. This is miraculous, y'all. This is miraculous. It's a miracle.